All right, welcome to this weekly outlook and also the second video on this brand new YouTube channel. This is going to be short and simple. It's about the weekly outlook. Currently, it's Sunday, February 18th, and we'll go over the pairs that I think could be worthwhile watching this week. And before I do the weekly outlook, I always look at forexfactory.com to look at, what's going on with the news, because news drivers makes volatility. And also, in the absence of news, and even with bank holidays, you should avoid the market or use less risk when you are engaging in the market. So what is interesting here is a Canadian and USA bank holiday on the first day of the week. So this means Monday is no trading. And some new traders find it difficult to not trade. And this is a really good day to just sit on your hands. Perhaps even don't open the chart and continue watching the chart on Tuesday and onward. For the USD pairs, I trade the most. The only news we got is on Thursday, and on Wednesday we got a FOMC meeting minutes. There could be kind of volatility, but we already know what's going on with the FOMC, with the rate hikes and rate cuts, and that they're now like kind of stagnating, and perhaps this year even do rate cuts. We will see. But the most important thing goes to Thursday, 8:30 and 9:45 a.m. So that said, let's dive into the chart and see what we got here. Starting point always DXY, and I'll go to the monthly on the DXY, and we are in that monthly fair value gap. Let's zoom out even more. We had this high in September 22, and then we displaced big time, created a fair value gap, trade into this fair value gap, displaced again, and now we are right here again in this fair value gap. What's really important to note is around the 99 level. I'll go to the 1 year chart. Because of last year's candle, there's a yearly fair value gap created. And as you know, price is fractal, so the higher the time frame, the more reliable the PD arrays are. So this yearly fair value gap could be in play for this year. You see also our candle currently has no wick on the downside, almost no wick. It could be that price can just go down to the yearly fair value gap as a drawn liquidity for later this year. And that's also really nice if you look at the current trajectory, because we are in month 2 right now. We had the January bullish candle. We had the February. It's now bullish, but let's see what the market does. And if you, for example, expect a bearish candle, what you first want to see is if the open, high, low, close. That's the candle you want to see if you want a bearish candle. And what this price done right now, it did the bullish part already. Some of you remember the AMD, accumulation, manipulation upwards, and distribution downside. So I'll be hunting as my bias. If price reverses here, I will be seeing this as a drawn liquidity yearly fair value gap. Also mention this in the Telegram. If you're not in there, go join. I did that on February 11th. We just completed, or almost completed, the market maker buy model on the daily for DXY into the monthly fair value gap. And now I'm hunting shorts for DXY. If you see on the daily chart, you see this market maker buy model. And what I'm waiting for actually is like big displacement downwards. So this is not, you see here the volume imbalance. That's not quite enough for me to confirm, okay, now we're going to shift to a bearish order flow. What I want to see before I change to bearish order flow is a violation with displacement of this swing low. If it does, with displacement, what you can see then is a trade here with displacement, leading with a value gap, and then trades for value gap into the yearly value gap down here. This is all long term. You guys just want to know, okay, what I'm going to do this week. So we're going to the lower time frame. And what I want to see when I look at highs is it needs to take liquidity, but then displaces downward. And if you look at even at the 4 hour, you see here some kind of displacement. If this is nice, it's not I'm not very happy with the high I just created. So I'm just waiting for DXY to make the displacement towards this swing low. And if it's not violating this low, my bias on DXY is still bullish. So we had a big down move last week. So let's see how this week plays out. Tomorrow on Monday we have a bank holiday, so please don't engage there. It's just low probability. And we just discussed the yearly candle, right? But if you think about prices fractal and about the weekly candle, it's also the same. Monday it's mostly accumulation, so it's just sideways or not that big of a move. If you expect, for example, a down candle, it goes up on Tuesday or Wednesday, create the high of the week, and then it creates the weekly range downwards. So how would this translate into this week's trading? I'm going to sit in my hands, wait for Monday and Tuesday what's going to happen. And probably I'll just wait until Wednesday to engage. Let's see how market plays out before the FOMC minutes, but also the red folders on Thursday. And you should catch some really amazing trades around Wednesday and Thursday. And after the red folders on Friday as well. So that will be my trading days as well. Let's look at the NASDAQ. The indices have been on an extremely bullish trajectory for the last few months. All green candles. They all made all-time highs. ES, YM. What I trade the most is NASDAQ. I like the movement. It's quite aggressive and it respects PD's arrays quite well. And what I'm waiting for actually before I'm changing my mind to a bearish order flow is kind of similar with DXY. I'm waiting for this low, this swing low to be violated. So you can see this with displacement for value gap and then downwards. If it doesn't happen and it respects this low, my bias is still bullish. It does mean I will only be hunting longs when we are in the intraday chart. This looks very bearish, but look at this high. This is like very ugly price action right here. So not expecting that to hold. And what you can see in a few weeks from now, when we have a quarterly shift, is an SMT. An SMT is what we're looking for is one of the indices won't make a higher high. So for example, NQ stays this way, is an example, hypothetically. And for example, ES makes a higher high. If this scenario comes to play and price rejects and goes down, we know, okay, the high is being formed. And that's where ICT talks about a quarterly shift or the seasonal tendencies. Keep it in mind, please, in the coming weeks. But my money is on still on bullish NQ until we break this low with speed, and then I will change my bias to bearish. But for now, only longs, and let's see what this week brings us. Then let's go to Forex. And what I do every week, Forex is basically look at every pair, where are the highs, where are the lows, where are the value gaps on the higher time frames, and could we trade off one of those PD arrays for potentially lower time frame entries. So for example, on AUD USD, we are currently in the monthly fair value gap, and you see how beautifully I will react to this monthly fair value gap. If we go sometimes lower, not much to see right here. And on the daily, we don't have much as well. What's really nice is that we took out this swing low into this fair value gap that was still open inside the monthly fair value gap. So this is like PDs are stacking on each other. And what I want to see for AUD before engaging is a daily fair value gap. Okay, so for example, beginning of the week, it displaces and it leaves a fair value gap. When it leaves fair value gap, then it's time to get the action that could be later this week. So if prices retrace to this area, then you are on the daily, and daily is not so, you cannot see much action because one day is one candle. But if you are in this area, then you should go to the lower time frame. So for example, if you're on our daily, this is called time frame alignment. It's a concept from the MMM trader. You should give him a follow on Twitter and also on YouTube. So if you're on the daily, the time frame alignment is 1 hour to look at, okay, how we're going to deliver there, and 5 minutes for entries. So you're skipping one of these time frames. So for example, if you're on the weekly, then you go lower to the 4 hour, then to the 50 minute. Say if you are on the 4 hour, for example, then you go to the 50 minutes, and for entries, you go to the 1 minute. So we're on a daily, so we'll go then towards the lower time frames, and here you should probably hunt some other fair value gap or breaker or a order block to stack some PD arrays, and what's even better, if you are here inside the kill zone, so perhaps inside London, it creates a small market maker buy model, or it displays this, and you can get a 2022 ICT entry. But this is where I hunt my own setups. I only engage lower time frame when we are on the higher time frame in a important area. Okay, let's do the same for Euro USD. We are also here in a monthly fair value gap. We tapped in, and what's quite interesting to see is Euro USD and GBP USD are two pairs that are quite correlated together. Both European territory, they move in tandem, and GBP USD skipped this monthly fair value gap. It didn't even touch it. It's very interesting. We could see an ST here, or it could tap into it, but I'm not trusting this to be open before moving up. With DXY, with the long-term bias that's going downwards towards the yearly fair value gap, this means all these USD pairs will go up. So it's going to hunt for longs on Euro USD, on GBP USD, AUD USD, all of them. So Euro USD is kind of similar to AUD USD. So we react nicely from the monthly fair value gap, but no displacement. We still here, the body's still respecting the order block, the bearish order block, this green candle. Not much to see here for me right now. I'm just sitting on my hands on this pair. If you go to Forex Factory, we have some red news on Thursday for Euro, so, and also for GBP. So that could get the displacement and fair value gap what you need, the expansion to catch on of the bigger moves. GBP USD, like I said, not seeing much in this price action. Go to the weekly. We are still hovering in this weekly fair value gap, but as I said, I'm not trusting this monthly fair value gap. If you, for example, draw a fib from the swing low to the swing high, what you want to do, I will make another box so you can see it real clearly. I'm going to release a video on this in the near future as well. If you go from swing low to swing high, the most recent ones, you want to short in the premium of this range, and you want to long in the discount of the range, and discount is under the 50% levels. So if you know that, and there's a monthly fair value gap and a weekly fair value gap in the discount of the range, I'm not trusting GU to just stay up there. I think it will tap in one more time inside the discount of the range and then move higher. So gun to my head, I would say short for a GU, but I wouldn't touch this pair right now if you look at this price action. Also important to see here is order block. You see the bodies are respecting this wick as well. So let's see this week for what the market gives us. Then New Zealand dollar, we all just touched monthly fair value gaps, and what's interesting is it's touched the monthly fair value gap in January, but also this month it took the liquidity right here. It took this low and then moved upwards. So we could see higher prices on New Zealand dollar USD, and same. I'm sound like a broken record. This is lower probability for me because we are like ping-ponging between the daily CB and the monthly fair value gap, the BISI. So if it ping-pongs, I won't touch it. Let's just see where this placement is. For example, we had this fair value gap, this fair value gap, and it does look like it's not respecting it. So I would say higher prices for New Zealand dollar USD. Then we go to USD CAD. On the monthly, what we are doing right now is we have this monthly busy. We tap, moved away, tap, moved away. It's quite consolidating. So if you go to the lower time frame, to the daily, what you saw right here is we moved all the way down here at the end of the year, and then we got some big displacement up, leaving for value gaps, breaking market structure as well. So we got bullish order flow right here, and we got some obvious equal highs resting here. So this could be quite interesting draw on liquidity. We got this fair value gap as well. It's not respecting it, but it could just touch the order block and move higher this week. So I'll be looking for longs for USD CAD. And if you have in mind that we are going to long term going to be lower on DXY, this means USD CAD should go lower as well. So what you, for example, could see is a touch right here, and then taking all these lows because we have so much liquidity resting here. We got this, but also down here. So lots of liquidity resting, and they want to take like early sellers out before the big move. So I'm expecting this for USD CAD. So let's see what it brings us. Then USD Swiss franc. We just had a touch in the monthly fair value gap and also in the weekly fair value gap. A really obvious draw on liquidity, and you see the reaction as well. We created a weekly fair value gap, so this is a really nice price action for this week. What I will be hunting, I really like the rejection of this level. I would like to take some early shorts in the week towards this area. So we see this on the weekly, and we talked about the time frame alignment. We go 2 time frames lower, so we're skipping the day and we're going to the 4 hour. And what you see here is displacement down, some fair value gaps. If we look at this, that box again will be about the premium discount. So you want to short in the premium. So it already went in the premium of the range inside this fair value gap. So beautiful price action here. Yeah, I will be looking for moves down for USD Swiss franc for this week. And that's it for now for the USD pairs, for the DXY pairs. When we got bank holidays or consolidation on the dollar, I don't like to trade consolidations. So then when we were in the recent consolidation of DXY, like these weeks, like almost 2-3 weeks in consolidations, then I also look at other pairs like Euro CAD, GBP CAD, Euro GBP, and GBP AUD, and also the GPY pairs. You could see some nice setups. We're not going over them for now. I just want to focus on the DXY pairs for now. This weekly outlook is mainly for you guys to see, okay, how do I do my top-down analysis? And I really hope I can give some value to you with this weekly outlook. I would love to hear your feedback as well. If you have some questions, suggestions, or whatsoever, just let me know. You can let know in the DMs on Twitter. You can let them know in the comments. You guys know where to find me. And that's it for now. We're going to finish this weekly outlook. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. And there's a new video releasing later this week as well. It's going to be an exciting one. Thank you for watching.